Hey, you up? Welcome everyone to Powered and Protected by Rainbows. I'm of course your host, Matt Haslam. And you know what really grinders my gears nowadays?
You know what really grinds my gears?
Gay dating apps. So let's talk about that. Now, while this episode is called What Grinders My Gears, for those wondering, we aren't going to be focused on Grindr specifically here. There are many gay dating apps which these same principles apply to. For instance, there's Recon, Adam for Adam, Surge, Scruff, Kinksters, Chappie, Growler, Plenty of Fish, and simply too many to name here. And by the way, we're not going to be talking about the owner of Grindr, who came out and said he doesn't believe in long-term gay relationships either. That was very stupid of him, and that didn't make our list. Instead, this list is focused on the users of said apps. And before we begin, I just wanted to note that not all guys on these apps are the same, but here are some things which you might want to look out for while you're on there. Number 1, hate crimes. Some might assume on a dating app made for gay folks that you'd be pretty safe in today's pride-filled climate, telling folks your personal info, such as where you're from. But many homophobes and bigots use apps like Grindr to lure potential victims into very dangerous situations and either rob or murder them. And you might assume it only happens to folks in other countries, but on June 28, 2019, which was just a few weeks ago, a friend of mine on Twitter released the full details of his recent ordeal. His name is Kaz, and he was lured to meet someone on Grindr in a public place in broad daylight. He was taking a walk to get to know the guy when he was attacked by his date along with 2 accomplices. Kaz was the 4th gay person attacked by these bigots, one of which used a 2-foot metal pole to bash his head. Luckily, my friend survived, but he was in the hospital for weeks. The police later caught the bigots, and you can follow his story to see how their court cases turn out by following my friend's Twitter, which I'll leave a link to in the description down below. But my point is, it happens, so always meet in a public space and never trust anyone until they prove otherwise. Number 2, the private pics. I realize this is a weird transition to make, but these are a big problem on gay dating apps, which I've heard are also a problem on straight dating apps too. But seriously, if you don't ask them for a personal picture of their personal spaces, why do they send them? Regardless of whether they want a long-term relationship or just a FWB, sending pictures of their personal spaces is not going to get them the result they're after. Dating apps, along with most things in life, don't work that way. And those folks who send them just come across as a creep. Number 3, first messages. Believe it or not, if you like someone, the best way for you to get their attention is to talk to them. Who knew? Many guys on these dating apps decide their first message to a guy should be, "Hey," which is not a conversation starter. It's like saying hello from across the street. Or I've seen way too many to count of guys who start off with something creepy such as dick pics or the occasional "would love for you to smell my feet," which, yes, is a valid fetish, not one that I'm personally into, but still not a great conversation starter. But my award for the best conversation starter of all time has to go to a guy whose first message read, and I quote, "Are you too old to be spanked like a little baby?" Well, gee, put a ring on that guy, won't you? Number 4, taps. Now, some apps have different names for this. For instance, Recon has their own, and Scruff has what are called woofs, which is a word I personally love to use. But the premise is all the same. You can tap a profile you like and notify that person that you like them. But even apps like Recon allow you to message the person without a mutual attraction connection, like the software on Surge requires. Most times by a majority of guys, your smiley face tap on Adam for Adam, your fire tap on Grindr, your woof on Recon or Scruff are going to get ignored. So send a message first and start a real conversation. Number 5, older guys. Now I realize there are some straight and gay folks out there who are attracted to much older guys, but a vast majority of the community isn't. So it's safe to assume if you're, 50 years older than I am, you're probably going to strike out. It fascinates me with the number of 50, 60, 70, and even 80-year-old guys on dating apps like these, which there is nothing wrong with them being on the app, but maybe they should change their personal settings to only see guys their own age, or maybe don't make their first message to someone new on the app by starting out calling them boy or sonny. I'm not your boy, never gonna be your boy, and with most guys they message that to, they get blocked right off the bat. Number 6, women. Now, dating apps such as Grindr and others are popular in the gay dating world, so if you're bisexual or pansexual, you might find yourselves on apps like Tinder and Grindr trying to find women on one and guys on the other. But if you're a woman trying to find a good guy, chances are your Romeo isn't going to be waiting for you on Grindr, Recon, or Adam for Adam. These apps are exclusively for guys trying to find other guys. So my actual question here is, a question I really would like some insight in the comments below on, is for all the women out there on Grindr. Why? Number 7, in a relationship. If you've ever set up a profile on a dating app like Grindr, you might notice there are lots of questions such as what tribes you identify with, what position you prefer, and what you're looking for on the app. Some guys like me want love and a relationship. Some others only want friends with benefits, and others only want to chat, which, if you're new to dating apps, chat doesn't mean you just want to talk. And while yes, some others have much different beliefs than I do on exclusivity in a relationship, why is there even an option to put on your profile that you're in a relationship? If you're on a dating app, in my eyes, you should be single or maybe really close to breaking up with someone and looking for something new. Even if you are partnered and only looking for chat or for fun, there's an option for open relationship, which is still wrong if your boyfriend doesn't want that, but it's better than that they know and accept that you're on an app like Grindr than not know at all. But again, maybe this is just my personal beliefs here slipping in. But if you're in a relationship, talk to your friends in real life or on Facebook. Don't talk to them on a dating app. Otherwise, it looks to most that you're in an open relationship and your boyfriend might not agree with that. Let's just say I know from some plethora of experiences. Number 8, faceless profiles. Here is something dating apps like Recon and others do right on. According to our research, they don't allow for a profile to be public without at least one face profile picture first. But apps like Grindr and others owe a majority of their members to faceless profiles. And here's just a thought. If you want a boyfriend or someone to want to be with you, even if you're one of those folks out there who only want love for a night or two while you're in town, there is a little chance you're going to get a response from someone who you think is cute without them first knowing if they are attracted to you in return. So if you're not getting many responses, add a few face pictures and try again. Number 9, discreet. If you're not out of the closet yet and you just want to put your toes in the water to see where things go, I understand some folks being hesitant of adding face pictures or personal info to a profile which can be seen by everyone. But one of the more confusing things you might see on dating apps nowadays are folks who belong to a tribe called discreet. And no, it's not an actual tribe like bears, otters, twinks, or pups. Discreet members don't want to be out of the closet publicly. Most times they don't share face pictures or much personal information, but yet still want a boyfriend who they can date. Now, while some discreet members only want friends online, most want a real relationship in person. But that's difficult to have when you're not willing to hold hands or kiss or be in a relationship in the public eye. Number 10, nameless profiles. This is sort of applies to our last point, but there are many profiles on these apps which don't have a name. Instead, they name their profile with the first letter of their name, or they come up with a phrase full of emojis. And let's be honest, we're mostly talking about the eggplant emoji here. But if you want a real relationship or want to find new friends in the community, maybe tell people your first name, and maybe don't be so creepy as to use a water cannon emoji in your profile name. Yes, we all know guys want what guys want. Well, unless you're one of the guys I've dated. But we all know, so maybe just skip that part and tell people your name first. I'm Matt, and I approve this message. Number 11, bots. If you've ever been a member of a dating app like Surge, you're very familiar with the buzz and notification every single day notifying you that someone likes your profile and you should turn the app on and scroll through the profiles to find out who it is. But what you don't know is the software behind the dating app sends you that notification regardless of who viewed your profile or not. This notification is just programmed to get you back on the app so their ads are worth more and there's more of a chance you might upgrade to the premium version. It's a horrible tactic used in the software, making you feel like someone out there likes you and you just need to like them back, but in reality, no one is there. And that's why dating apps like Grindr, Recon, and others are far superior, because if you really like someone, you can just send them a message right away. Number 12, botted profiles. If you ever get a message from someone on Grindr, just know it might not actually be a real person. Just like with robocalls, software is becoming more refined. Marketing companies now use their software to create profiles with real pictures of cute guys to automatically message users on apps like Grindr. These messages will be very cute at first, but as soon as you ask the profile for more pictures of themselves or ask to go out on a date, these profiles send you pictures which are nothing but ads for different products or to sign up for another app. Now, while I have spent much of this episode complaining about the problems dating apps have nowadays, I really quickly wanted to say that they do still work. Every boyfriend I ever had up to this moment was found on Grindr, but it was a needle in a haystack trying to find a guy who wanted more than just one thing. And for the times I found those guys, they weren't the right ones for me. But I still put my faith in these apps nonetheless. So it's a challenge, not just to weed through all the bad, but to go on the emotional roller coaster day in and day out, having your hopes be raised and crushed on an almost daily basis. And many of these problems are the reason many users like myself are moving towards using apps like Recon, Scruff, and others, because it's easier to find the exact guy you're looking for, and a larger percentage of the users want something long-term. I'm in no way saying finding your perfect man is an easy task. If it were, I wouldn't be single. But dating apps like these do help you find what you're looking for, because everyone on these apps are gay. So we all come from the same background of trying to figure it out. It's not like you have to walk up to some stranger and flirt with them and ask if they're gay or not. On these apps, you already know they are gay. So my question becomes, why waste time on apps like this with creeping someone out, with creepy messages or nude pictures right off the bat? Why be discreet, or why look for more than what you already have at home? Why not just be yourself and start the conversation with something that will allow that conversation to grow into something more substantial? Don't just say, hey, you up, but call them cute and ask them how they're doing that day. Anyway, that's our episode for today. If you have any thoughts on today's topic or want to share your experiences, I encourage you to leave those in the comments down below. But please keep those comments PG, as kids sometimes watch this show too. Also, while you're down there, please like this video, subscribe to our network for plenty of great gay content to come in the future, and share this video with others. I'm Matt Haslam, this has been PBR, and have a gay day everyone. Bye for now.